Hi everyone, welcome back to the series. In our previous lesson, we explored the different types of loops, for loops, while loops, do while loops, and even the nested loops. But what if you need to more control over your loops? What if you want to skip certain iterations or exit a loop early? That's exactly what we are covering today. Break and continue statement. These are your loop control mechanism that give you fine-grained control over loop execution. Let's dive in. Let's start with the break statement first. The break statement does exactly what its name suggestion. It's break out of the loop immediately, terminating the entire loop execution. Think of it like this: you are watching a series on Netflix, and suddenly something urgent comes up, and you don't wait to the episode to finish for this episode to finish. You just stop right there. That's what the break does in a loop. Actually, break does to a loop. So here is the example first. What do you think this will print? It will print the number 1 through 5 and then stop. When I I reaches the 6, the break statement execute and we immediately exit the loop. The number 6 through 10 never get printed. So go to your terminal and test it out. Note, you see, it's immediately stop after the 5 is execute, and when the 6 comes up, it's not printed. Okay, so let me show you a practical use case. Imagine you are searching for a specific item in an array. Okay, suppose in array, this is an array, target is 45. Remember, target is 45. If and the found equal is false. So once we find the targeted number, there is there is no point continue the loop. The break statement makes our code more efficient by stopping unnecessary iteration. Okay, so if you see this code, right? So go to your terminal, comment it, and test it out. You see, found 45 and index number is 3. It's not looping through an other index number. Okay, here is something important. Break only exists the immediate loop and it's in. If you have nested loops, break will only exit the inner loop, not the outer loop. Let me show you the example. This is the outer loop, this is the inner loop. Okay, it's only break this inner loop, not the outer loop. Okay, actually this will print the in the outer loop is, if the outer loop is 1, then the inner loop is 1 and 2, not 3, because there is a break. So like outer loop is 2, then the inner loop is 1 2. Again the outer loop is 3, but inner loop is 1 2. Why? Because the 3 is break. I hope you got it. So okay, now the question is how the outer loop continues even though we break the inner loop each time. Okay, now let's talk about the continue. Unlike the break, which exits the entire loop, continue skip only the current iteration and move to the next number. And going back to our Netflix analogy, continue is like skipping a filler episode in a series. You don't stop watching. You just skip that one episode and continue with the next one, right? So comment the previous code and go to your terminal and check. You see 1 3 5 7 9. Why? Skip the even number. 1 3 5 all are odd number and it's only skipping the even number. That's the continue, and this will only print the odd number. Okay, so let me show you the another practical example with the filtering data. There is a score and the passing grade is 50. A student who passed, and this is the console log. This is efficiently filter out the falling grade without needing the nested if statement. Okay, so let's check. You see, it's only showing the passing score, not the before the 50s grade. It's only showing the passing. That's why the continue. It's only available after the condition. And I mean, it's only loop through after the condition is telling us. Like the condition is 50, that means it's continuous after 50. Okay. Now continue with the different loop types. Continue work with all loop types, but it behaves slightly different each other. Okay. Like if you are using the while loops, then the behavior will be like this. Notice something, how we increment the I before the continue. This is the crucial. If we put it after, we did create an infinite loop because I would never increment when the continue executes. Okay, that's why the increment coming increment insert first, then the continue after this increment part. Okay, and the do while. This is the do while. Same principle applies. Be careful with your increment placement. Okay. Now the break and continue comparison. So before we are moving to the next topic, comment it out. Okay. Now the comparison part. Let me quickly summarize the key difference. Break terminate the entire loop, exit immediately. No more iterate, right? And break use when you have found what you are looking for or meet an exact exit condition. But the continue is little bit different. It's skip only the current iteration. Loop continues with the next iteration. And also continue use when you want to filter or skip the certain values. Okay. So this is the both comparison. You see, this is a break and output will be 1, 2, 3, 4, and this is continue, and it's the output is all except the 5, because this will be the only continue, because there is a strict equal, right? Triple equal to 5. Only 5 are skipped. Okay. Now the practical example. I didn't give you any brief explanation here because this code are already we are we already practiced it in our previous lessons. Okay, like the validating the user input, then how it work would be. Okay, you see here is the break. So founded number, no need to check further. When it get the number found, then it automatically stop. So don't go further. Next would be the process valid data only. Okay, you see there is the temperature that are skipped because the skip invalid the reading, and the average temperature we can get here. So somehow we can test it out in the terminal how we get the result. Okay, the test break it is, and test continue it's, and the average temperature is 25, again 25.8. Okay, 25.8, and it's only skip this. Okay, good. Another example is finding the prime number. Okay, maybe it was right. Yeah, it was. So comment it, and now it's this code. Okay, these all are the practical example, and you see the finding the prime number. What is the prime number is? Go to your terminal and check. You see prime number is 2, 3, 5, 7, 11, 13, 17, 19. These all are prime number. Okay, in between 20. Okay, great job. Okay, now there is a few common mistakes we always the beginner are do. Before we wrap up these. Okay, no, we can give you some common example. This would be a very great job. Okay, it would be really great if you are knowing or what is happening here. you see the increment after continue, so it never reach. Also here, actually this is the correct code and this is the wrong code. Okay, this is the first mistake because it's give you the infinite loop, because it's not reaching this part when you are using the continue before the increment. Second is the overusing the break and continue. Okay, here you see this code instant if you are using this, but this would be a great. Actually, this is a clear concept. You see, 1% or modular, 2 not equal 0, then the console log. Okay, so great. Actually, sometimes a simple if statement is clear. Always remember this. Sometimes. Actually, use break and continue when they genuinely improve the readability and efficiently. So, okay. Now the break and that's break and continue statement. You have a precious control over your loops. Remember, break terminate the loop entirely. Continue skip the current iteration. Both work with the for while and the do while loops. Be careful with placement in while and do while loops. Use them when they make your code clear and more efficient. Okay? Okay, great. Now, in our next video, we will explore the infinite loops and the loop control, where we will see how breaks become essential for the controlling loop that would be otherwise run forever. If you found this video helpful, please like and subscribe. Drop a comment if you have any question, and I will see you in the next one.